Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to ROG Pulse, the ROG podcast, where every week we dive in to talk about gaming, esports, video games. I said gaming twice because tabletop and video games are separate things. And of course, technology as we make the best technology in the world. My name is Jake Kalinsky, and this week we've got Whitson Gordon and Marcel Campos to talk about mobile gaming versus PC gaming. Matchup, man. Big matchup. Who's bigger? Who's better? We're gonna talk about that today. Whitson, welcome, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Jake?
I am well. Looks like you're in a different setting than we're
I
used to
am.
seeing.
I'm at my parents' house, and so I'm like basically in a closet under the stairs here, trying to find a place to stream.
So,
Microphones I just found strewn about the floor.
so should I get like a Harry Potter background for you instead? Like if you're the kid under the stairs?
I know. I should have tried to do like a green screen thing, but alas.
NVIDIA broadcast. The technology is right there.
I know.
Oh, maybe another time. Maybe we'll experiment with it.
Next week.
Cool. Marcel is joining us for the very first time. Marcel, welcome to the show.
Hey folks, how are you doing? Good to be here.
Yeah, great to have you. Your background, man, like I think I've got a cool streamer room, but then I look at your background, I'm like, all right, I need RGB lights, I need more figures, I need like 10 Gundam models to fill it
No.
out. No?
I disagree. No, you need kids, so then you can blame them to have all this stuff.
Oh, that's a great excuse. Okay. All right. I might take you up on that eventually. Marcel, let's talk about what you're into. And obviously we're talking about mobile gaming today, but like tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, how you got involved, and where here we are today.
Well, I'm a senior marketing director inside ASUS. I did multiple roles along the last almost 15 years inside ASUS.
Wow.
And yeah, I start on Brazil offices when Brazil offices was nothing, just maybe 3 Taiwanese guys and probably me, the first Brazilian one over there. And I've been in this journey and going through South America, India. I've been in ASUS India for a while. Then I went to the headquarters and I did multiple jobs on headquarters, including being the head of mobile marketing headquarters for quite a long time, and it was a incredible journey so far. So now I'm like the senior director guy for marketing, helping different areas to ramp up the ASUS board and Republic of Gamers, everything you can imagine.
Very cool. So outside of ASUS, what kind of games do you play? What are your favorite kind of games to dive into?
Whoa, well, it's hard to say what a kind of favorite game you have. I love all games, dude.
Well, what are you playing right now? What is your jam at the
Fortnite.
moment? Fortnite. Okay.
Fortnite, because my kids, they are playing and I have to play with them because I want to do that something like the family thing, but I can tell you, like, before Fortnite, I was, and I am still somehow playing Call of Duty Mobile. I love the game. And I also love the Zelda Breath of the Wild. Is the kind of game that, I have more than 400 hours on Breath of the Wild.
The game that keeps on giving.
Yeah, like that game never ends though. Actually, it's kind of sad. The day I end the game.
Don't worry, you got
it.
DLC coming. Don't worry.
Yeah, there's always, and there's the number 2 actually. There's the new one about to come. Yeah, I mean Nintendo, they are always delaying stuff, so we never know when actually we're gonna have a new Zelda.
It looks cool though. It's the same world, right? But the world has gone through some changes in the new Breath of the Wild. That's a cool way to do it. All right.
Yeah, like Breath of the Wild, they are quite smart, quite wise on how to use the graphics, considering the limitations of hardware on Nintendo Switch.
Hear me out. You're playing Fortnite. You like Breath of the Wild. What if they made a Zelda Battle Royale in the Breath of the Wild map?
It's not that far. It would be nice.
You got the glider. You got all kinds of weapons.
You have everything. You have everything.
Come on,
But
Nintendo.
that's what I'm thinking. Nintendo and Epic, they should get in agreements, right? And do some Nintendo characters like Zelda inside Fortnite. Fortnite is like a big playground for all kinds of characters, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Nintendo's gonna be the last company to make an agreement like that. They're so protective of their IPs. I was shocked when I went to an arcade and found a Mario Kart like arcade game that was made by Capcom. I I was like, what?
They have some agreements with Capcom. Capcom is taken some of their, and Sega has taken some of their IPs and done stuff like F-Zero in the past. But for the most part, Nintendo does not trust anyone with they're tough to get your characters on their games like Smash Brothers, which is but it's Nintendo's earned that status, of course.
It's true. Yeah. Speaking of what were we just talking about? Game delays. Isn't that our first news topic?
Yes. So, just kind of talking about the gaming ecosystem as a whole. I think that it's interesting to kind of look at last year and see Cyberpunk and everything that went down with Cyberpunk, which was delay after delay after delay. And everybody was really hopeful that, it's all going to work out in the end. And I don't know. I can't say that it did. Right.
I wish Cyberpunk had been delayed another year.
Exactly. Right.
Or more.
But
I was still so disappointed.
So here's my fear. I'm really excited about the game New World. Amazon Game Studios does not have a great track record. They've canceled more products than they have shipped. And they're finally getting out here with this game New World that looks incredible. It looks gorgeous. I played the beta, has fantastic potential. But they just did this open beta test, and it's the community said it loud and clear, this game isn't ready. So they delayed it by one more month. But I'm just saying, what does a month accomplish? Like if the community's saying the game's not ready, you just delayed it by a year, which is props to Amazon for delaying it by that year. But what are they going to actually be able to achieve by delaying it it was supposed to come out this month, and now it's coming out September 28th. So it's supposed to come out.
I wonder if they're just trying to distance themselves from like the 3090 fiasco. Just to like wait until that's out of the news a little bit more before they launch it. I don't know. Because a month is a really short delay. Like we usually see delays of like 6 months or more in the gaming industry, right? At least the ones that I can think of.
Right. And to me, it just feels like the team requested more time, and then the corporate side said, we'll give you a month. And
that's also a possibility.
That's kind of what I'm expecting. Or they're worried that World of Warcraft is going to drop their new update for Classic. I don't know how much those player bases will compete. World of Warcraft Classic does have a big update coming, but I don't know if that's, I don't know. There's a lot of factors that go into these things, obviously. But
well, I think there is another point of view here. Like,
okay,
I don't think 1 month delay when it comes like this, it's from the develop side or R&D. I think this is very much from sales and marketing, because 1 month makes a lot of difference from sales and marketing to get prepared. But for development cycles, it's nothing, right?
But what they're saying, though, is more that the game itself, like the servers felt bad. There were some problems with latency and stuff. And that's where they're saying that's what they want to work on. To like kind of,
that could be sales and marketing spin,
right?
It
like could,
that's the
it
thing
could
you
be.
Want to say to gamers, not like we want to time the sales and marketing better.
Okay,
we're all marketers here. Like, but it's I'm sure it's kind of spinning it in a way that gamers are gonna be more accepting of. Yes, understanding.
Yeah. But that was like real, genuine feedback they were getting from this test they just did over the last couple of weeks, where it's like, it's almost like they needed to be doing more public testing over time. But we live in this like really, I don't want to say scary, but it is kind of a scary ecosystem where like if your game gives a bad first impression from a beta, it's basically dead. And it's like giving any public access to your game is like super scary and super risky. But I don't know. It's a fun topic to me. It's just I hope the best for New World, but I'm losing faith with these delays. Although the delays are what it needs. Maybe Cyberpunk has just burned me that much.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can't trust a game ever again after Cyberpunk. Even the reviews for that were really good, and I was just like, this is so wildly mediocre.
Yeah.
Nowhere even close to the level of I expected at least somewhere in the ballpark of The Witcher 3, even if it wasn't quite as good. It was not even close.
I don't know what I think was the biggest problem on Cyberpunk.
What was the biggest problem?
They are super good and create a enormous, gigantic hype. They did so well on that.
It was too much. I mean, yes, but even I don't know. I feel like generally stay away from a lot of the hype. I don't watch a lot of announcements and stuff like that. I knew that this game was coming, and I knew it was from a good developer. I didn't have super high hopes. I just thought it was going to be like good.
So
and it was bad.
I was in the same
it
boat
wasn't-
because like I don't like Witcher gameplay. I think Witcher gameplay is very sluggish. It feels bad. I was worried about Cyberpunk gameplay before I even saw footage, and the gunplay sucks. You go and play Destiny 2 and feel the gunplay, and you're like, wow, this feels good. Then you play Cyberpunk, you're like, wow, this feels bad.
It felt bad. I haven't played a shooter that felt that bad in a while.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And it
what I
didn't
mean
help
is like
that it just like chugs on even good machines.
Well, it's gotten a lot better. I recently booted it up on my 3080 5900 PC, and it looks incredible.
Look at Mister over here has a 3800 or 3080 la-ti-da.
But what I feel, guys, pretty much like this, because there's too much hype on it.
Yeah.
Well done hype. If you see from the
Great marketing.
promotion,
Yeah, great marketing.
it's really well done. Come on, how many times everywhere they go, everybody talk about it. You see the impressions of everyone when they show parts of the game. Not
They
really
certainly
actually play
overpromised.
it. Yes, and then when it comes to market, I think this overhyped works so well that also put a different pressure inside the company. Like they have to deliver early because there's a lot of big money coming. Because all this hype.
Well,
Yeah.
it was the most
that's-
pre-ordered single-player game ever, I believe.
And they made all their money back, so I guess the joke's on all
They
of
did
us.
send a lot of
Yeah.
refunds, and they canceled almost all the DLC. So I don't know. I don't know how.
No, they if you check the event they did with the CEO and everything, and they made a lot of money. They pay like three
I
times
think
the
they s-
size. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they still paid for it even with all the refunds.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good for them. Well,
Refunds were marginal, like in the end. But I know when the game community, that was a huge topic because again, there's a lot of expectation. You play Witcher 3 from the same developer and say, whoa, what a hell of a game. Then you go and say, okay, they're doing something new. Cyberpunk, that's on the future. Imagine what they can do.
yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll revisit it in the. There's a lot in that client that leads me to want to see that world be fleshed out even further. But maybe in a
We'll
different
see what happens
timeline.
with New World.
Well, yeah, New World's a whole different beast. Yeah, in other news, we've got some new GPUs
these in
dropping,
here.
right? Yeah.
I wanted to add, there were two PS5 topics that I wanted to talk about really quickly before we get into our main topic, because these are two PS5 topics that greatly affect the world of PC gaming in a positive way.
Okay.
The first is that PS5 finally came out with its M.2 support, so you can upgrade your SSD. That took way too long to drop, but it's this... the fact that this is like old news in a way, but the fact that these new consoles have SSDs is still a huge game changer for PC users, because it means that the lowest common denominator that these developers are developing for is now where we have all been for like a decade. And I'm so excited to see more and more games get rid of like the elevators and the loading corridors and all of that stuff. And this is just like one more baby step towards this becoming a reality and this becoming the norm, even though we're still kind of in this mid-generation period.
PS5 is I have a PS5, and I will say it is a console that I'm a little surprised with like how bad some of the support is. Like Disney Plus doesn't have 4K on my PS5 app. I don't understand that. Like there's like certain things where it's like this is the next generation of gaming, but it really feels like it's lagging behind. And some of these, like the fact that M.2 support just came is like, whoa.
They launched the PS5 in a half finished state.
Yeah,
for
pretty much.
The other big thing is that Sony has acquired Nix's Software, which is, I believe, the company that was doing some of their PC ports.
A lot of JRPGs.
And so
yeah.
they're saying that this is they're really taking steps to try and bring more of those PlayStation exclusives to PC in the near future. That's
Let's go.
Insane.
Let's go.
That's so insane. I can get rid of my PS5.
Me
Whatever.
too.
Spider-Man and God of War will come to it eventually, maybe. Right? Like, and this is on the heels of Microsoft also saying that all of their exclusive games are going to be on PC. So it is an incredible time to be a PC gamer because there's basically no such thing as an Xbox exclusive anymore, and PS5 exclusives are going to be slimmer and slimmer and slimmer going forward. That's incredible. I'm super excited. I just had to put that in the notes because I wanted to gush about it.
That's great. I just want to call out the fact that we've got chat is getting a little spicy. We got people saying mobile players are noobs, and we got PC players are noobs. So
Yeah, we also have people saying they don't like The Witcher, which just is it's just one. You're on my list now, just
Yeah.
like Jake.
the controls
Get
suck in
outta
that
here.
game. They're so bad.
It's so good. It's one of the best games of the past
I
decade,
will
at least.
reassess The Witcher using a gamepad, something that we're going to talk about today, playing in a game with mobile controls, gamepad, or mouse keyboard. I tend to be someone that always wants to default to mouse and keyboard. Before we jump in and into this actual conversation, I want to point out the fact that we are doing giveaways during the stream today. We've got $10, $20 Games Planet vouchers to give out during the stream. Unfortunately, we can only give these keys away on the on the Twitch chat. So if you're watching on YouTube, you need to go to twitch.tv/AsusROG. We got 6 minutes and 20 seconds before we do 3 giveaways. Then we're going to do the rest of the giveaways at the end of the stream. So 10 total. But the giveaways will be done exclusively in Twitch chat by typing into Twitch chat. And this is unfortunately just a restriction we have with YouTube. But okay, so let's jump on in and kind of dive into this discussion of PC gaming versus mobile gaming. Now, obviously, we're the Republic of Gamers. We make PCs, but we make phones too. And I have not used the ROG Phone 5 myself, but Marcel, I know you have. You have ROG Phone probably right there in front of you. And I'm jealous.
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
has 5 of them.
Almost. You almost got it, Whitson. Like, this is the first one. This is the first ROG phone. The very first one we launched years ago. That's the ROG 2. So then we have two ROG phones. That's the ROG Phone 3.
All right, so when are you sending
And
me one of these?
That's the 5.
Oh, whoa. All right. Put the
Pro,
rest of
by
them
the
down.
way.
Show us the 5. Like, let's see the 5
Okay.
Pro, because this. So it's not the Ultimate. There's like what three different variations of the 5.
Like, we have the ROG Phone 5. We have the ROG Phone 5 Pro.
And then
we have
Ultimate.
the ROG Phone 5 Ultimate. But the Ultimate, it's something really special.
Yeah,
you know? It's
very
something for
limited quantity.
collectors, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so pretty.
Collectors wise.
It looks so much better than the other phones. I like the white and blue better than the black, personally.
I love almost everything on this phone, to be honest.
Whitson is
It's the kind of
shaking his
phone-
head.
White
Yeah.
phones suck.
Oh, have you seen the 5 Ultimate? It's beautiful.
It's really beautiful in
beautiful.
pictures, but then I'm like, I don't know.
I
I don't like white tech, but I feel like that's like left over from the old iPod days when they would all turn yellow, and it just like soured me on all white things.
Yeah.
They always just
Exactly.
end up looking gross.
No, I
But
do
I'm
remember
sure
that.
newer ones don't as much with the glass.
I was about to say that you have they have that old feeling, right?
Yeah.
Like your monitor getting yellow and yellowish every
Yeah.
day. Every year gets worse, you know, at the point that you look at that and
Yeah, like-
say, oh, this is so disgusting.
I know things have gotten better, but I just can't let go of like the image in my brain of like this, like the old iPhones turning yellow and just being like gross.
Marcel, there's a
Yeah.
question in chat. What is the refresh rate on the ROG Phone 5? Are they all the same? They are 120, 144. What is the refresh rate?
They are top-notch 144
Okay.
hertz, and but this is one point, like screen refresh rate. But when talking about gaming a phone, that's important for sure.
Of course.
But I believe that most important is the touch sample rate. Because you are playing on the screen, you want the best and fastest response ever. You know, it's like everything should glue in your fingers, like a controller, like an analog controller. It's different. It's not the same, but you need this kind of response as fast as you can. And this one, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, if someone knows, but it's 270 megahertz. Oh, sorry, 270 hertz refresh rate on the touch sample, which is super huge.
Fluid.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, we did some tests. We have some videos, you know, when people are using like the other phone brands and they're using ROG phone, and they put it together and they are in the same game and they press fire at the same time. They press fire. The time from the moment the touch hits the screen to the bullet to get out of the gun itself on ROG Phone 5, it's faster. So that can be the difference to win a match.
Very cool. I mean, yeah, having that's one thing that we always look for in our products, whether it be a mouse, a keyboard, or anything, is we're trying to give the gamers any edge they can get with the games they're playing and on any platform. So, and Marcel, I got to ask you, like, since you do have an ROG Phone 5, do you tend to play purely with touch controls, or do you use the air triggers and the other kind of accessories that we create for the phone? What is it called? The
kunais.
kunai.
The kunais are they are amazing. I love the kunais. So people who are not familiar with, those are the kunais.
Yeah, that's
so
cool. So it turns into a Switch, basically, right?
Yes, that's Asus Nintendo Switch version.
So cool.
But it's really cool because it's pretty much like that. You can detach them, and once you detach them, you got just like the whole thing, right?
Oh, so it's
and
just like a phone case.
Yeah.
Yes, and
that's amazing.
It's
You
incredible.
can put them together just like Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And you put like in your backpack, something like that, and you can play. It's really good, really comfortable. But I can tell you the truth. I love it, but I don't use it that much.
Why?
Because it defeats the purpose of mobile gaming.
Yes, you got it.
How
you put that in your pocket? It's not easy, right?
Exactly. I mean, you could. It's still useful, like if you're lying in bed or something. But this is the really hard thing about mobile gaming.
Correct. But I know the point. I know where you're going, and I know where you come from. But I think that the shoulder buttons, like we call the air triggers, right? Those are amazing. Once you get used to this changes the game completely, though. Completely. So this is the thing that I get very used to it. You can map the button on the screen. You select once you hit here, where this is gonna hit on the screen just like your finger. So it's super customizable. And more than that, you can transform this button here in two buttons actually. And you can say where is one button, what is the other button. So actually you can have 4 here. But more than that, you can add this. This is a cooler. It's super cool. It's a cooler.
Right. And gives you triggers too, right? As well.
Yeah, correct. So it's pretty much like when I put it here. That's another good thing about a gaming phone. You know, so when people say gaming phone, why? Any phone is a gaming phone. I'm very used to hear that.
Of course.
Actually not. It's all about the experience, like air triggers, a side port to connect the cable. So when you are playing, nothing blocks your hand. So just change the way, gamers, they play games all the time for long hours. And if I do like this, then I have a cooler and 2 additional triggers here, which is perfect because I have 2 air triggers here. Now I have 2 analog triggers here. So I have 4 buttons that I can map on the screen any place I want for different games. It's super cool, man. It's the best thing, actually.
Some bones to pick with all of this, but we got to do a giveaway.
We do. It is giveaway time. So if you're in Twitch chat, this is exclusive to Twitch chat, and you can, of course, hop on over from YouTube. Type King in all caps, as you see it on screen, King. King, one of the big mobile gaming companies. I was like, that's a fitting word. Easy to type in chat for everyone, but that'll enter you for a chance to win one of 3 codes during this period, and we'll give this about a minute.
Ironic that we're giving out Games Planet codes. Should be giving out like iTunes gift cards.
Yeah, we don't
get mobile games.
Damn.
We don't have that.
Android or iOS?
Android. But I actually think that, I mean, it's really tough. iOS, I think, has a slightly better gaming ecosystem, especially with things like Apple Arcade. Yeah, I mean, look, if you look at a lot of gaming developers too, I mean, look, a lot of mobile developers in general, they develop for iOS first, and Android is like this second-class citizen a lot of times.
That's interesting.
Especially when you look at some, this has changed a little bit, but that was the case for a long time. And so they have a really better curated ecosystem, especially with the App Store. But the problem with iOS is that Apple can just like destroy these games. When they made the switch to 64-bit, a ton of great old games just died. And it's a lot harder to get those games back on your phone than it is on Android. So with Android, you can probably play some of those old games for a little bit longer than you can on iOS, even though mobile games, when they're gone, they're like really gone.
Right.
Which is really, really frustrating, and one of the things that kind of bugs me about the mobile ecosystem. I still miss they had a Katamari game, like a port of Katamari on the iPhone when I like first got it, and I'm still mad that it's gone because the new ones are like not as good.
I think they released that
You
on
know,
the Switch. I gotta pick it up.
It's fun. It's a fun, especially for like a mobile game. Because this, okay. So here's, should we do the giveaway?
Yeah, I think it's time to pull our
gotta
three
get
winners
this out of my system, but we gotta do a giveaway first.
So guys, we're gonna pick 3 winners. The bot is randomly just gonna choose winners that have typed king in all caps in the chat. We will then basically throw your name in a document, and when we're done with the stream, we'll send you a key via a private message on Twitch. So let's go rapid fire. Master Poe, congratulations. You're getting a $20 Games Planet voucher after the stream.
Woohoo!
That's one. Rolling it again. Helper Sumik. Congrats, Helper Sumik. And number 3, MG Cal FAS. MGKALFAS. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. I'll probably end up saying something real dumb if I try. So, congrats, guys. That's our first 3 giveaways. We'll have 7 more giveaways at the end of the stream with a different keyword. I'll reset the timer now. I'm just gonna kind of.
So if you are here and your username was called, there we go. They're all here. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure that everyone was actually present in chat. You have to be present in chat to win the giveaway.
Ooh, if we're saying end of stream, how do I choose the next timer? I'm just gonna put like, we'll put like 25 minutes. I feel like we're gonna be talking a lot. We'll figure it out.
It doesn't have to be the very end either.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of this is nice. The ROG phone is amazing. The triggers, it turns it into a serious gaming device. Who is doing serious gaming on their phone and why? Like,
Whoa.
the entire point of mobile gaming, to me, going all the way back to the original Game Boy, is like kind of quick bursts that you can do when you're out and about, right?
Look at this. He's just got props laying on his desk. Like he's just.
I mean, I'm not surprised looking at the shelves.
Love it.
So like, I'm looking at, I have games on my phone. Like I enjoy Asphalt 9. Don't at me, guys in chat. I really like the racing with the super basic controls. It's like contains no skill whatsoever, and I just like do that while I'm like waiting in my car at the grocery store, like waiting for my wife to try on dresses, or like whatever the heck, and I can't even imagine like trying to sit down and play PUBG on my phone, even with triggers, even with a cooler. Why would I not just do it on my computer? Where are you that you're like playing PUBG for an hour on your phone? None of this makes any sense to me.
I know. Actually, it doesn't. I think the point is like this. Games that are made for mobile phones, they tend to have the playability, the proper game way to present and to work on mobiles different than we have on other platforms.
So let's kind of talk about some of those games and like some of those early games. To me, the first one that stands out to me that only worked on a mobile phone was like Doodle Jump, right? You've got the gyros, on your phone, so you can kind of wiggle your phone back and forth. And I remember grinding Doodle Jump on like every work break back in 2009. I don't know how many. This was a long time ago, but is that what you mean? Games that are purely built for the platform?
Yeah, the way they're built, we're developing with the mobile handset in mind, knowing the constraints, knowing the screen size, knowing the processor, knowing the way people play with, the thumbs on the screen, things like that. Then that changes the way the game is developed and changes the perceiving gameability of the playability and gameability of the own game itself. We have some examples, actually. You can have this kind of very simple example, like a very simple game, because games in the end, no matter which game you are talking about, games is to have fun. If you're having fun playing something, good for you. No matter which platform, no matter which hardware, no matter which game. If you're not having fun playing a game, but you like the game, then you have to figure out the best platform for you, for that game, for that title. So when you look for games like Call of Duty Mobile, it's totally different than the Call of Duty franchise we have on PC. It was made with mobile in mind, with smartphones in mind. And that game is quite unique in the way it's presented to the end user, to the gamer. The same thing for, I can talk about now about the League of Legends Wild Rift.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Mm-hmm. And you think
with
about
that in mind.
yeah, like Arena of Valor has a different name in China. I can't think of the exact title, but it's
Correct.
for a long time, and this could still be true. It was the biggest game in the world, the largest player base in the world, and it was essentially what Wild Rift is. It was essentially a clone of League of Legends, because Tencent does own the majority of Riot Games anyway, so they already own the map and everything. But now Wild Rift is, again, like you said, it's bite sized, it's faster paced, it's different, but it's the same in a lot of ways too.
Because they know if they just do some kind of port from the original League of Legends and they bring to the mobile, they're gonna fail.
Yeah, for sure.
People will feel awkward. It's not the same way to play. It's different, right? So because controllers, screen size, everything changes.
So I one thing I want to talk about in this conversation though is like League of Legends calls it League of Legends Wild Rift, and I think by calling it something different, it's clear to me as like someone that's not necessarily playing it that it is a different game. It is a different identity. But then PUBG Mobile, I've never played PUBG Mobile. Is it? To me, when I hear PUBG Mobile, I'm just like, okay, it's a mobile version of PUBG. Is it different, or is it just a port?
A little. But again, like PUBG starts on PC.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
does.
something we have to have in mind. This game got popular on PC first.
Yep.
And from PC, they start to evolve to other platforms until they reach the mobile, because the mobile industry is the highest gross one in the
big money
today.
Big money.
So they feel the pressure, right? They have to go to mobile. They knew that. And they can be one of the first to be pointing, shooting, royal battle, whatever you call it, in the mobile area, and they leverage a lot from that.
Yeah.
But when you look for some games that are taking the opposite direction, that's even more interested. Like if you talk about Genshin Impact, are you familiar with that title?
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a game that starts on mobile, and now it's going to other platforms.
See, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the opposite way. So now we have on PC and now we have on PlayStation 4 and 5. So when you are playing on those, it's very funny. When you are playing this game, Genshin Impact, on your phone, it's perfect because it was made for it. And they ported to PC and to PlayStation. And when you play on PC or PlayStation, bigger screen, controllers, keyboard, whatever you want, you feel like everything is too big. Everything is like, I have the same feeling. Yeah, I have the same feeling with Pokemon United. Like when I'm playing a big TV, a big screen, not on Switch, I have the same feeling. Like everything like explodes on the screen. Everything is too big.
Okay, so I wasn't going to talk about this right now, but you just basically took the words out of my mouth. And I think finding that medium is a good thing. Let's talk about just the Switch and like this in the ecosystem of the Switch. I got Pokemon Sword and Shield when it came out, December 2019. I had a brand new 4K, nice big TV. And I remember firing that up on the Switch and just being like, this looks terrible. And like, I can't play this. And I put it down and I didn't touch it. I just flew for a business trip last week and I brought my Switch with me and I was like, let's try Pokemon again. I remember not liking it, but let me try it again. I had so much fun. I was like, oh, this is a blast on the flight. Like, it just feels right on that small screen. Why is it? Is it just a graphics thing? Like, is it a mental thing? Do you think the game's just built for that, smaller screen? I'm just curious what you think causes us to feel that way. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I always have I think we have to talk about a fundamental here, which is design follows function, right? So when you have like Whitson just mentioned, like the Game Boy, right? Games on Game Boy, they are amazing. They are made for Game Boy because Game Boy has a lot of constraints.
Some games for Game Boy were amazing.
Yeah.
Some were very bad.
God.
No, come on. Every single platform has.
Let's remember Mortal Kombat. But like games that they tried to shrink down for the Game Boy, like Mortal Kombat, like could not just work with the limitations. You had to design a game for the limitations of the Game Boy.
Right, and the Game Boy has two buttons, right? Like that doesn't. Did the Game Boy Advance have 4 buttons, or did the Game Boy Advance have 2?
Advance still had 2.
Game Boy Advance is this.
Of course,
one.
he's got it next to him.
Sure. Here we go.
I feel like we're ignoring the elephant in the room.
Oh, the triggers are there.
Can I just?
They have here. another
Go ahead.
LNR.
Yeah.
The Advance has LNR.
We're talking about, I mean, we're talking about the Switch and Game Boy and things like that, and all those are ecosystems that are kind of based on what we're used to on PC and consoles, which is you buy a game and you own that game, and that's the game that you have you play through the entire thing. On mobile, you mentioned that mobile is like way higher grossing in terms of money than console and PC, and there is a reason for that. It's not only more popular; it's that so many of these developers are just trying to milk you for every dime you're worth through microtransactions, and so many of these games have
Pokemon Unite.
waiting periods or difficulty curves that halfway through the game you just hit a wall and you're forced to grind and you can't progress at all unless you pony up a bunch of cash. And this is a huge problem for the ecosystem, maybe not for the companies making these games, maybe not even for us hardware manufacturers, but for gamers. This sucks. And you know, half of these games that are out there that are made by a lot of these mobile first developers are just these like kind of generic ripoffs of popular PC console titles that have done well over the years. And it makes the entire ecosystem feel so watered down and so soulless, despite the fact that it's making a ton of money. And I don't want to like difficulty curves and milking you for all you're worth is as old as video games itself. Arcade games did that for many years before we had home consoles. But that doesn't mean it doesn't suck. And this is like what kind of angers me about mobile gaming so much is that it feels like this soulless version of the kind of stuff that we all love and play every day put onto your phone to try and milk you for all you're worth.
Damn, Marcel looks like you just ripped his...
I want to talk.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You have to finish your line of thinking, you know. No, I agree with you. If you think about the early stage of mobile gaming is pretty much everything you said, and I'm 100% with you. But that early stage has passed. We are not on that stage anymore. And the gaming developers know that. The point is, on the beginning, when we have like the App Store, the Play Store, and we start to have games you can download from stores, because in the beginning, when you look for smartphones, there's no store that we can download stuff like that. If you go back to the Nokia N97, 95, it's a pain in the neck. If you go back to before iPhones, before the app on iPhones, because the first iPhone don't have an app store. So you have to have that in mind. That's something that comes later. So when you start to have store available in a way to monetize and say, okay, I can sell apps to someone in a phone. That was the first feeling, right? We start to see some games coming up, but they are very, very restrict on the hardware, because the hardware at that time on phones also is being developed, is in the early stage as far as smartphones, right? So those games, it's hard to make money on those. You're gonna sell for $2. That's not the standard on the market when talking about games at that time.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. But it was the standard on the App Stores because that's all people wanted to pay for a phone app.
Exactly.
A lot of the costs, a lot of the development costs are a lot lower, though. You think about Flappy Bird.
Yes.
Flappy Bird made some big money.
Yeah, but the Flappy Bird is a different discussion.
That's a different kind of game.
So
Flappy Bird,
part of mobile gaming.
Flappy Bird for years. How they rip off Nintendo IP.
Yeah, right.
But like, if you look in like the way things evolve, right? So in the beginning, like you mentioned, and it's correct, like apps for smartphones are $1, $2. When you see $5, you think it's too much at that time. So games is also $1, $2. So they try to figure out ways to improve the cash in. That's how they figure out a profitable way to exist as a company that do games for phones in a constant basis. Later on, a lot of people notice, hey, there's two models. There are the vast majority on phones at that time, and was the freemium and pay to win. Those two are the most common ones we are seeing when developers start to get aware that I should not charge $1 or $2 to have the game, because that's a barrier. I should charge inside the game so they can have access to more stuff. That's the freemium version of games on phones, and there's the pay to win. Like, I make it for free, my game, but if you really want to compete, if you really want to be good on the game and feel good on the game, you have to pay to win. Otherwise, you'll be losing all the time, and that's not what you are looking in a game, to feel bad about it. So they manage in this way, and that got a really bad reputation. I think they did that for 3 or 4 years in a row, and we see a lot of titles coming, and they all have the same way of doing business and getting money. That change, and I would say one of the biggest drivers to change that was Fortnite.
With the Battle Pass, the Game Pass.
Yes.
Now, I agree that it does seem like we now have a mixture of business models that exist across different games. Now, we have some older games that do have this heavy pay-to-win model. Clash Royale comes to mind. The Clash games, you know, there's a very high like power-up you can do on each of your units, and then they're always adding new units, and there's always just massive amounts of playtime and cash needed to essentially be competitive if you're truly trying to compete. This is coming from someone that's probably put hundreds of dollars into that game because it's a really good game, but there is an absolutely pay-to-win, you know, model that's in place there. Do you think we're going to get to a point in mobile gaming where where we're just going to see game passes, or we're just going to see cosmetics, or do you think we'll always have a good spread?
It's happening already, right? If you go to Call of Duty Mobile, Game Pass is there. If you go to Fortnite, Game Pass is there. And I think that every new game that tries to goes, not only, I'm being honest with you, I think it's not only mobile gaming. I think it's like a new industry of creating games that you can download for free, have fun, but if you want the next level, you pay for the game pass.
The new Halo multiplayer, it's free. And
yes,
you know, right? That's
correct.
Halo, right? You know, it's free to play multiplayer.
And I use Fortnite as example because Fortnite is pretty much everything you buy doesn't change the playability, doesn't change the level you are. You know, for sure, you can buy more stars and enhance your level, but that doesn't mean you're going to be better on skills. Your character will not have anything better than others. It's still pretty much you, how we play against others, you know? So I think this model is the model that the market look at by the success of Fortnite. The success of Call of Duty is the same, following the same recipe. And we're going to see more and more of that. And I think that's fair.
Not everyone would necessarily agree on Call of Duty Mobile. I know I've seen some people say that it over time has had this kind of like, I don't know what the word, like feature creep, but it's like microtransaction creep, where it becomes slightly like they're inching closer to pay to win to like see where like how far they can go before people will notice. And that's a bad trend to be going back to those old ways. And I also think a lot of the games you're talking, I mean, you know, we can talk about Fortnite and, you know, maybe PUBG Mobile or things like that, but is it really an even mixture, or are these games the exception to the rule in the larger ecosystem?
I think they're the trend.
So,
and you can see that by the volume of downloads, and even if you go to Google Trends and you put all the games you know, you're gonna see those who has more adoption, more searching results, and those doing that model are the ones that are winning right now.
Well, let's look at Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite just came out. It's Tencent/Pokemon. And Pokemon is the world's largest intellectual property. Like, people don't think about that, but Pokemon is #1 in terms of IPs globally. And, you know, so that the power of this game and this franchise to pull people in is insane. The game has the Battle Pass, but it also has a huge, you have to purchase every Pokemon you want to own. There's free rotations, but you have to purchase them. You can earn in-game currency, of course. There are skins to purchase. And then there are held items. So held items basically influence the stats on your Pokemon. You have to play the game to unlock the 3 slots, and then held items can be leveled up from level 1 to level 30. And the power scaling from level 1 to 30 is insane, and the money and time needed to be at 30 is insane. So day 2 of this game, there's a YouTuber that just said, hey, I'm going to level up these 3 items. I'm going to spend $200 or something. I'm going to level up these 3 items all the way. And then he goes into a game to see how much that affects his character. He was able to walk in and 1v5 the enemy team. Just kill them. And I mean, that is the definition of pay to win. So I agree with you that you're saying, like, yeah, it does seem like the trend is battle passes, but from what I see at the same time, is Battle Pass is being thrown in as one option to monetize your game. Hearthstone, they added a Battle Pass. This is a card game that's been on mobile and PC for years and years and years. And it's always been you buy packs. Well, guess what? Now there's a Battle Pass, or you can just buy packs. And that seems to be even more the trend in my perspective.
It also seems like the trend is limited to, I mean, at least the games that we've been talking about are all multiplayer online battle royales.
Sure.
Which is like one specific genre of game and not indicative of the larger space.
But would you be engaged in a battle pass for Angry Birds when like it's just something you play by yourself? I feel like there's a social component to a battle pass where it's like how far you've gotten. I feel like that social component wouldn't work as well for a single player game. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion.
I think it pretty much depends on the kind of game we were talking about and how the publisher deals with the value added for the battle pass. What are you really getting, right? On Fortnite, you see every 2-3 months, every month actually, they have a new season mostly. If it's not a new season, they have a new event. And then you have tons of skins. Right now, I know it's silly, but they just released the Ariana Grande skin. And you look at it and say, no way. Nobody gonna buy that. And then my daughter came to me and say, Daddy, I need the V-Bucks. And she wants Ariana Grande.
This is my greatest fear as a parent, is that one day my kids are gonna want nothing but V-Bucks. Yeah.
So I'm very reluctant lately to do that, but she has a connection with the singer. She loved that singer, you know. So that's a way to say, okay, here we go, more money for Fortnite, makes sense for that particular moment. I will not do it all the time, but for that particular moment makes sense. In the same way, when they release Mando from The Mandalorian,
I was so close to downloading Fortnite. I was so close, man.
I was the one to get it, you know, like right now with Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty, I'm the one to get it. So that's the way they do their business, you know.
Yeah.
So in that model, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of value added from time to time from different audiences. But when it comes to Call of Duty Mobile, it's different because they're not reaching that level of personalization, putting this kind of IPs inside. They're trying to create their own community and stuff inside. And that's when they start to do these small microtransactions. I think they feel they don't have too much value added on the Battle Pass. They need to get something else. But I also concerned, I don't know what is happening on the backstage, but I'm also concerned since Tencent is no more together with Activision on that, things change a lot. For all the players on Call of Duty Mobile, when that breakup happens, a lot of things got weird. And I think they're still trying to fix that, you know. They're still trying to figure out themselves back what is the right path they should take.
Yeah, that's tough. Tencent's a huge gaming power, so is Activision. You know, we're actually running out of time. This is a rare thing because we like to limit our shows to be an hour long. But so I wanted to kind of transition the conversation a little bit to be about the Steam Deck and where you feel the Steam Deck's going to land in this ecosystem. Because when we look at these various platforms, we've got PC gaming, we've got console gaming, and we're seeing PC gaming and console gaming align more than ever. Cross-play across PS5, Xbox, PC. You can play with your friends. There's always been a big rivalry there, but it feels like that's kind of settling down. And it feels like the trend is more mobile versus PC. Then you got some weird outliers like the Switch, where the Switch is, well, what is it? Is it a console or is it a mobile platform like Android and iOS? And then now we have the Steam Deck, which of course looks very similar to what we can do with the ROG Phone 5 and the Kunai. But it's PC gaming. It's your Steam library, but mobile. Where do you...
I think that...
Go ahead.
Pretty soon, the distinction isn't going to matter because you forgot one crucial platform that has yet to really, really start competing, and it's streaming.
I thought you were going to say Linux. I was going to laugh at you.
Cloud. I was here just saying, if you read my lips, cloud.
Yep. It's when I use my iPad for gaming, I did play some like mobile games, and I played some old like PC ports like San Andreas on the iPad. That's fun. But most of what I did was I took a controller, kind of like we have for the ROG phone, stuck it on the sides, and streamed games from my PC with Steam. And that to me is going to make all of this redundant, and I think the Steam Deck is trying to move things in that direction. This has always been a big part of Steam's play, and and it's a big part of Xbox and PlayStation's play right now too. And we're not there yet with cloud gaming quite, but it works better within the home if you have a good network connection. And I think that as things progress, that's where all of this is going. And it's PC versus mobile is not going to matter. It's all going to be one platform.
Agree. I totally agree. I'm a big cloud fan. I'm a big cloud fan. But you know
I like
what?
Sephiroth better. Sorry, I had to make the bad joke.
No, I'll have all the services here. Do I have Luna from Amazon? I have the Stadia, and I do have the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So, because I try all this stuff with ROG phone, you can do as well. You can then change to your TV living room. But talking about the Steam Deck, I always got by the surprise because I was expecting. I will be very honest to you. I was expecting Sony to do a move earlier than anyone else by the history. Yeah.
Well, you look at the Vita. You look at what they had in the past, PSP and Vita. I agree with you.
PlayStation TV. Don't forget the PlayStation TV.
We do not talk about that here.
Yeah. Please don't. So, but you know, like I was expecting, like Sony's the one who knows how to do it. If they want to go on this mobile gaming arena, they know how to do it.
Yeah.
They have the expertise,
and they have the cloud. They have their own cloud service, so it does.
Well, that also I think we should take out of conversation because if you compare to the others, it's way behind right now.
I think Sony's got to be gun shy after the PSP and Vita a little bit, and the fact that their streaming service isn't there yet. I actually think Microsoft is the company that's going to be like the company that really takes this to the next level.
So you're expecting a Surface?
Surprise everyone.
Yeah,
right?
You're expecting
to surprise everyone.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago on the show. You know, the Steam Deck, I'm withholding judgment in terms of whether it's going to be a popular device. Steam's history with hardware is generally releasing hardware that's kind of a proof of concept, right? To kind of like push the industry in a certain direction with the Vive, with the Steam machines, things like that. I don't see the Steam Deck as becoming like the next Nintendo Switch. I see it as trying to push the rest of the industry toward Switch-like devices by making their own and showing what it can be.
I mean, while I appreciate that point of view, and you've said that before on the show, I still really wonder if that's always been their entire goal, because the Valve Index shows
every time.
Well, the Valve Index shows like true build quality. I mean, I feel like some of the other products, I wouldn't say that's true. Like the Steam controller is a miserable contraption. I never felt like it was high quality.
Not everyone thinks that though, and the Valve Index is still a very niche product. If you look at VR and where like
VR is niche, but the build quality is phenomenal.
It's not, no. Even within VR, the Oculus Quest is where VR is going, and that is what I would recommend to the vast majority of people.
And that is purely
incredible. But it's not for the vast majority of people.
We don't need to dive down this VR argument, but like I think the thing about the Quest is accessibility. The Quest, you don't need the base stations. Is it better? Absolutely not. You are going to get a better experience with an Index, a more immersive experience.
That's a different conversation. Wow. But yes, you're mostly
no, that
right.
is a fact. It's not a conversation.
Guys, do you know I think it's funny about Steam Deck? It's a totally different point of view, you know. From product itself and audience. So if everybody looks to Switch for sure. Why? Because it's the best-selling console in the past years.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's beating.
It will likely be the best-selling console of all time.
Ever.
Yeah, of all time. I think it will.
Especially because Nintendo take longer to.
Yeah, they will let that platform exist and just sit there for. And it's
correct.
I mean, the Switch is great.
But if you look to Switch, like 700p, 720p screen, all plastic, for sure, the main target are kids.
Mm-hmm.
Always been. For the titles they have, for the past history they have, they always target kids. And they develop something that can be for the family, but kids in mind, right? When you go to Steam, it's like adult approach to Switch. Sometimes I have the feeling the Steam is like just like the Nintendo Switch Pro that I was waiting for, you know, like that's the feeling I have sometimes. But on the other hand, if you compare Steam, and that's the trick, if you compare Steam to PC gaming, it's really funny. Why? If today, let's say a company just like Asus release a new notebook, 11-inch, 720p, same processor as Steam Deck, with Steam OS on that, and we put in the market.
We
and
get
we say,
laughed out of the room.
This is a gaming machine. What people would say?
From 2005, maybe.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, right? Like,
yeah.
And it's funny to see how the same kind of hardware, I mean, within, like, it's not creating this reaction on the community, the PC gaming community. It's funny, right? To see why they're not criticizing, like, oh, there's no dedicated.
A little. Some
graphics,
people
right?
are criticizing it, but I think most people are realistic about what can be fit in a mobile.
What can be done, yeah.
Right.
So, but I'm concerned because I know PC gamers, just like you and me, guys. We are PC gamers as well. We are hardware demanding. We are graphic demanding. We notice small things. You know, it's not like the Nintendo Switch. It's not for kids. They don't notice small things. We notice small things a lot. They bug us, right? They poke us all the time. So when you go to a Steam Deck, those small things will poke you all the time. I'm very sure about it. But to me, it's just a smoke bomb. That's all. Why is a smoke bomb? Because that's the perfect cloud device for gaming.
Yep.
So
I don't know, I still play on my 3DS. I still don't own a Switch.
Wow, slacking. I
Really?
I gotta point out. I gotta audibly say it. We do have the giveaway in Twitch chat only. Type Supercell in all caps in Twitch chat. We're letting that populate. We'll be doing 7 key giveaways in just a few minutes at the very end of the show before we wrap up.
7 keys.
We've talked about all different elements, you know, of PC gaming versus mobile gaming. Our title is mobile gaming real gaming? Yo, we clickbaited you guys hard. Of course it's real gaming. Because frankly, like,
no, it's not. Just kidding.
I thought you were gonna actually go down that road for a second.
With Asphalt on it and Super Mario Run, and I haven't had an Elder Scrolls Blades phase I went through.
So, you know, I guess like where we're going with this is you guys are telling me that your opinion, and I am inclined to agree, is that the future of gaming is basically one platform, cloud, where you play whatever you want. But this is going to be it's going to be such a rocky road ahead.
How far in the future?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I actually don't. It's not just one platform for gaming. I think it's one platform for all computers. I mean, I think one day none of us are going to have like powerful processors in our laptops. We're just going to be connecting to some server somewhere and using their power. Like have a desktop on some server. Yeah, like
plug me in.
But you're right. It's going to be a rocky road.
Well, let's think about the near future
to get there first.
where we're you know, but I guess what I have to ask here is already as it stands, if you were to queue up for Call of Duty on PC, it's going to indicate whether you're playing with gamepad or whether you're playing with mouse and keyboard. So do you think that we're going to have separation with touch controls and so on? Because obviously the playing field isn't level there. So if we do try to get to this point where mouse and keyboard is an option that you can use on any device, it's gonna be really interesting to see how this works. Because like you said, League of Legends Wild Rift is specifically different for many reasons. And if we are going to kind of merge these lines down the road,
you're saying they'll be split up not by platform but by control scheme.
I do.
Mouse and keyboard users with mouse and keyboard users, gamepad users with gamepad users. No matter what you're playing it on, all that matters is the buttons you have.
And how your peripheral
users would demolish everyone.
Right. So we're now getting to this point where your peripherals are more of your gaming identity than the actual platform that you play on, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
well,
because
maybe we should do an episode about that.
Yeah, you have to change your mindset. The platform of the future is not the hardware; it's an online store.
Well, that depresses me a little bit.
You're gonna have to select which online store you want to be part of it, not the hardware you want to be part of it.
I already have like 10 of them installed on my PC.
Yeah, but you got the point, right? If you are inside,
you're not wrong.
If you're inside Xbox, if you're inside Stadia, if you're inside Amazon,
I just love that
you're gonna keep it.
The silence after Marcel made that comment. We're both like dead inside. We're like, don't say that. Don't say that. But he's right.
Actually, the hardware that will play a difference are the ones who will change your experience. Like you mentioned, like in a very simple way, you mentioned like the peripherals, right? Like the controller or the keyboard. But actually, the screen plays a big role. Refresh rate plays a big role.
Massive role.
If I have a phone like ROG, it's a phone ready to play with the triggers, air triggers, with the screen refresh rates too high, and the charging port on the side, so I can play for hours. So in the end, the experience you have from the devices will be more important than the hardware itself to run a game, because that will be processed on a server.
Another cool thing about the ROG Phone 5, just to like plug our phone, because I mean, and I know people have been asking in the chat all day, when can I buy this in my country? Hopefully soon, because they are a very highly sought after phone, but it has 2 batteries in that phone. And one of the things that about charging a battery is you never want to charge a battery past 50% at fast charging, because you'll ultimately damage the battery. But when you separate it into 2 smaller batteries, you can charge those 2 separate batteries up to 50% faster. So you can actually get better charging on the phone overall. It has a really cool custom vapor chamber inside. So, I mean, we've actually done a full teardown, like an opening of an ROG Phone 5. You can actually check past Pulse episodes where we really look inside to see how that phone is made. Super, super cool product. I've never got to use one. You hear me, ROG gods? Give me one.
Can I add the one nerdy tech stuff about the battery?
Course.
I think it's super cool what you said. And not only 2 batteries charge better and faster, but also those batteries, batteries in general, I have to explain a little bit earlier than that. Batteries in general, you have like the enter of the power. So the energy goes in one side only and start filling the battery, right? So if you have the connector here, the connector and the batteries from one side, so we start filling the battery with energy until 100%, right? So it's one way down. But with those batteries on ROG phone, we start to have batteries that don't have these in one top of it or the bottom of it. Actually, it's on the middle, so it charges from the middle equally.
That's cool. Healthier for long term. More longevity on it. Yeah,
exactly.
Battery technology is slowly improving. I feel like that's the slowest moving tech globally. Just when we look at our technology, battery technology seems to be the thing that is increasing at the slowest
the biggest
pace.
thing holding us back.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. When can I have a mech suit that'll be like Iron Man mode? Come on. But as fun as we are, just jamming and just talking about stuff, we are going to do our giveaways and wrap this show up. Ooh, you guys ready? You guys ready for some free stuff?
Who is not ready for free stuff?
Yeah, right.
Everyone's
I don't
ready.
get any free stuff. I'm not ready for free stuff.
If you've
I'm
typed
ready to receive it.
If you have typed Supercell in all caps in chat, you are automatically entered. Bam, here we go. JDMCC, congratulations. You're going to be getting a code. We will send you a message after stream. We need to verify that everybody is here, so it's going to take a minute. We're going to make this fun.
Yes, if you win, please
there he is.
Say something in chat. There we go.
And again, this is
say something so we know you're here.
This is all in Twitch chat. So if you're on YouTube, you should be in our Twitch chat. Twitch.tv/AsusROG. Next up, we got Abum Tahir 001. I think you actually came over from YouTube today. Onto Twitch. Love to see it.
We like YouTube. We love all of our YouTube watchers too. We just can't do giveaways there right now.
Yeah. No, not yet. But we're gonna try to in the future. Hi Demon 79. Hi Demon 79. We're making it rain, guys. We're making it rain right now. Again, please verify in chat if you hear your name. Just say something. And
he says he came from YouTube. Yes, he did.
We need like special giveaway music, like not Jeopardy music, but that's what I was thinking in my head. That's not the best giveaway music. Wow. All right, he's confirmed he is here. Next up, Romit79173. Romit79173. You know what else is topical today? Back 4 Blood. This is Back 4 Blood is basically Left 4 Dead 3. The early beta came out hours ago. I think it just started. So I'm about to download that, get some games in tonight, kill some zombies. Yes. All right, Ramit's here.
We'll be killing some different zombies tomorrow, though, right?
That is true. A game called Ultimate Zombie Defense. We're going to be playing it with the developers, one of the developers. And that'll be live here on Twitch with giveaways. So if you guys are interested in checking out UZD, we will be playing that
I
tomorrow.
gotta practice.
I know, I do too. Actually, you know, when my email with the developer actually asked me not to play it beforehand. He wants that authentic first jump in
fresh
experience.
eyes.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm good enough
Okay.
at video games to go in blind.
I
on
know
a
I
public
am.
Stream. You are. I'm not.
Aztex Fox, please confirm you're here in Twitch chat. We got 2 more after this. 2 more. There it is. Okay.
All right.
Old Clyde Massey. Old Clyde Massey. Old Clyde. That's how I want to read it. He says hello. Beautiful. And then, dang, Dread, you have like insane luck. Dread Zero, I think this is like the second, maybe third giveaway you've won. And I mean, this is over months of other giveaways we've done. But Dread Zero, congratulations, man. He's just like, OMG. Like, this guy's got the king of luck. I'm going to ban you from the next one, man. Like,
I mean, hey. You know,
you show up, you got a chance to win. Everybody can only win each giveaway once, but that is how it's all. We leave it to the bot. The bot chooses purely randomly.
Enjoy it while you can, because the more our community grows over the next few weeks and months, the harder it's going to be for Dread Zero to win, come in under everyone's noses.
Yeah, Frizz Eagle, don't say rigged. You've won keys before. I know you have. Jesus. Well, guys, I mean, Marcel, thank you for joining us today. This has been a lot of fun.
Well, my pleasure, guys. I love to be back here someday. Just give me a call.
Definitely.
Easily. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for us here. Marcel, why don't you give just a shout out to like where people can find your content? I know you make a lot of content that isn't in English, but still we may have listeners that may be, hungry for that.
We have some people from Brazil that were asking.
Yeah.
What language it was.
Yeah, I put in my social network stuff, and some guys that love the content I do here in Brazil, they are just coming here and say, "Hey, I'm here." It's
That's
great.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you look for my name, just like here, Marcel Campos, you're gonna find my Brazil Portuguese content. But if you want to see another channel I have in English, not posting for a long time, but the content there is like really nice. It's not about news. There's some news, but not about news mainly. It's called The Gamer Changer. It's a little bit weird. The Gamer Changer. So look for that, and you're gonna see some content of mine in English on YouTube.
Very cool. All right, guys. I see people asking how they'll get their giveaways. I'll be sending you guys private messages as soon as I wrap up the stream here. So stay tuned. You'll get that offline. Whitson, anything big on your radar?
No. I gotta go practice some of this Ultimate Zombie Defense. I gotta step up my game. Just tell the developer I didn't play it, and then he'll think I'm really good. Everyone lie for me, and I won't make a fool of myself.
Well, guys, we're checking out.
Other than that, I'll see all you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, we're checking out Ultimate Zombie Defense at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, right here on twitch.tv/Asus.
No, we are not. Tomorrow it's going to be earlier.
Oh, you're right. Oh my, I'm so like.
Usually we are streaming at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific on this channel.
We're starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Because yes, we are going to be joined by the developer in the UK.
Yeah,
right?
He's in London.
So
yeah, the studio's in
change of
London.
time tomorrow. Come join us at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific.
Yep. And 3 p.m. UK time.
Somewhere.
Yeah, very cool. All right, yeah, so that'll be right here on Twitch. Terror Dog Studios joining us while we slay some zombies. But guys, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, Marcel, GG's. We're gonna have to play some Pokemon Unite together.
Oh yeah, we can count on me, but without money.
Who's your character?
Well, I'm playing with Pikachu for sure.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's no other way for me.
Okay. All right. I just want to do a Pokemon Unite podcast now, but we got to refrain. Guys, we'll see you next time. GG's.